6 and 5. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your might. Holla, 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 holla at me. What? Holla at me. Yes, holla at your girl. It's your girl holiday season. And I'm back with another story time. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And click the post notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post. Do that right now. Do it right now. I'm going to give you a minute. Okay, anyway. So this story time is going to be about Cancer and Jolly. Cancer and Jolly, y'all. Y'all remember the story times about Cancer and y'all remember the story times about Jolly. I don't think I ever did a story time with them together, but here's one, right? So this was like a cool little, it was a cool little minute ago, right? So this was like, I always feel like I'm doing this when I have story times. Like, okay, so I was door dashing and I used to do it very, very heavy, like all the way early into the morning. So one day, like, me and Cancer was just sitting in the house, and so I got bored or whatever. I was like, I'm finna do DoorDash or whatever. He was like, okay. And like, I turned it on and instantly I had got an order. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go. Cause right when you get the order, you need to be going or it's gonna disappear. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you. It's kind of late. So I was like, okay, cool. This was when like we had first got together, me and Cancer. Oh, it was so blissful. I don't know what happened. It was just something about that unemployment. Anyway. Yeah, let me stop. So basically, he was like, okay, I'm coming with you or whatever, right? So the order, oh, I'm so iffy about doing like where stuff is. I'm scared to like say certain stuff. But anyway, so I stayed, I ain't gonna say where I stayed. No, I ain't saying where I stayed. But the order was going to West Side. So I'm like, the West Side? Y'all know West Side be sounding familiar to me because, yeah, where I be at on the daily. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay, at that time, like, I was like, this look familiar. So I'm looking at where it's going. And it's going to, you know, a campus. I'm not gonna say what campus, but it's going to a campus. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could do this order or whatever, right? So it was just like, I don't know, something should have prepared me for what was gonna like be like what was gonna come of this order. So I'm like, oh, like this a person who probably like coming from work or they doing something they know they're gonna need to eat. Let me go ahead and do this order. And it was paying pretty good. So he was like, okay, yeah, good. Like he was like, yeah, so you always like do this and stuff? I was like, yeah, I like been doing it for a little minute. Yeah, it's a storm going on, but I really feel like that was a dump truck. And we just gonna pray and hope that that was a dump truck. Because that sound crazy. Y'all heard that? Lord be with us. Hold up. Wait a minute. What is going on? Before I get to the place, it's like you could tell whoever this person was waiting on this order, because where this order was going, it was kind of like, it was a lot of like gang affiliations over there and stuff. So like they probably had been waiting. So they double sending text messages like, can you make sure you get plasticware? Can you get extra plates? Can you get this? Can you get that? Can you get that? It was just a bunch of stuff that was just asking, right? So I'm like, dang, they must have been waiting on this order for a while. And so Cancer hearing the deans and he like what's going on? I'm like, they keep asking me for stuff. So he like, what they asking for? So I'm telling him about the plates and all that. He was like, great day. And like, y'all, it was just something. The closer we got, the more text messages it was from the person like saying what they needed, this and this, right? Oh, can you get an extra cup? I swear it was that, like, literally just like that. So basically, I finally get over there and they got the order. And so the man saying, oh, this been here for a minute, this and this. I was going to redrop some, but I redrop stuff all the time and people never come and get it. He was just like, I don't know what's going on. And so I was just like, yeah, it's fine, sir. And I'm asking him for the extra stuff. And he was like, and that person always do that too. He was like, that person always asks for extra stuff. They need extra cups, extra this, extra that. Like, dang, you're not even paying for extra drink. You want all that. But he ended up having the stuff ready. I was like, thank goodness. Like, I'm glad you already understand. Because people be looking at you like, an extra sauce for what? Like, they like, you don't need that. That's how they be. So I'm just like, and I be going to bat for my customers. one lady was like, can I get extra chipotle? Can you get extra chipotle vinaigrette? I was like, yes ma'am. I set an alert for what the time I was gonna arrive to make sure I remember to get her extra vinaigrette, because some chipotles don't be having extra vinaigrette. They don't even have vinaigrette at all. Like, anyway, so yeah, so you got to do that sometimes. So I'm like, okay, good. So we end up leaving. He was like, be safe. And I don't know, when people say like little stuff like that, what you mean be safe? You mean like pow pow be safe, or like a storm coming? You like, you know, like I don't know. It was just like be safe was ringing in my ears. So I'm like, I get in the car or whatever. He was just like, what the world he was talking about? One thing about Cancer, he gonna ask like, oh, you know this person? Oh, he talking to you too much? Oh, do you know him? Oh, why he doing that? Like, oh, you must be over here on your free time. You say you be being with Rosie. Like, it'll be like always something, right? He was just like, yeah, I know you look good and everything. And this, I was like, he wasn't even talking about that. And so I got into the spiel about what we was talking about the customer always asking for that stuff. So Cancer, like, this seemed like kind of like a setup. And so now I'm looking at him sideways, because first I was thinking, but now that you thinking, you know, like when somebody say something that you kind of have been thinking, you like, what's going on? So basically he was just like, I don't know, because they've been just sending all them text messages. He was like, I don't know about doing this. Like, I don't feel like you should be doing this. Like, nigga, chill. So I'm like, I think it's good though. I was like, it's going to this place, and I've been over here, you know, I'd be over here because of this and this and this and that. He was just like, okay, and like, we don't know these people, whatever. You really just pulling up to somebody you don't even know what's going on. You finna be all around them and whatever. So y'all, anyway, we get close to where we going. I was like, oh, people outside, like people hanging out, people doing all of this, right? So I'm like, oh my God, people, it's like, okay, the roadway was so crowded. It was kind of like your car had to go through, but people had to move, and nobody was moving. So I'm like, remember the group I said, the berries? Some of the berries was like, y'all remember the group about the berries? Remember the berries and Dunkin' Donuts? It ain't got nothing to do with Dunkin' Donuts right now. We're not talking about Dunkin' Donuts. We talking about the berries, right? So, but the berries groups was like right there or whatever. So some of them start clearing the path or whatever. And so, remember how I told y'all, what is his name? What I just gave his name? I keep forgetting names. Why I do this when like a bunch of crowd come around or whatever? I never look at the people on the sides of me or nothing. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like I be having good peripheral or whatever. So it's looking like I'm looking straight, but really them eyes be caught on just like I can see a little bit on the side of me or whatever, right? So why the world I see Jolly? At this point, remember Jolly, the one who was like sent, I was about to say that girl name. He had sent Rosie the text message while we was in the car doing DoorDash, and was like, why you with that whore? Him. The one who, watch out my stories, y'all should already know about Jolly. Jolly done had a couple now. He done had like 2. So come on now, y'all should be with it. So we used to date. So I'm like, I look, and then like, I couldn't help but to look again to the side, but I kind of did it softly. So at this point, I'm kind of like just looking, but I'm not looking. So Cancer like, what's going on? Like, I'm just like, I got like so stuck and still, because at this point, Jolly had been like weird. When I tell y'all weird, like when I tell you he turned weird, he turned weird. And that's gonna bring in another character, how he turned so weird, y'all. I swear, Jolly still to this day fucking weird. Anyway, so he may think I'm weird too. Oh, well, we too crazy. Weird motherfuckers. But I feel like he's more weird. I'm going to get into why he's weird. He's weird. Okay, anyway, so basically, I'm like, and like, I almost like swerved because like, the nigga scared my spirit. I don't know what it was. So I finally pull over there. I'm texting girl. I'm like, hey, where you at? You know, you like, what the hell going on? I don't know what's going on. You like, the man just said, be safe. And I see this nigga, it be like, I'm an overthinker. So I'm like, man, bro, come on. Like, come on, God. I know you did. Send me something. Not that sign. I wanted a sign, but that wasn't the sign I wanted. So basically, I was just like, you know, like, what is he doing here? Because at this, I don't know, like, it just kind of was just weird. It was just weird. So the girl finally come out. She was like, okay, thank you. Did you get the extra sauce? I was like, yeah, it's in the bag. And as she talking, I'm putting the car in drive because I'm like, y'all, when I look back, guess what I see? I see Jolly looking at me and he posted like this, right? So by that time, Jolly, by the time he see me coming back, he done went to his car and got his pure and his pure like this with his arm like this, like he like this, posted with it. So I'm like, oh no. So I click, mind you, this is happening like fast, but I'm gonna have to slow it down for what I saw. So I'm like, oh, Jolly tripping. He done got with the berries and this nigga done went loca. And would y'all believe this man is a police? No. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying that people got people like it's working for them, and it was just weird how he went to go grab his stuff. Like, you gon' about it? Like, I swear, y'all, it was just kind of crazy. But I knew he wouldn't use it. But I feel like if you went to go get it, I don't know, he just changed after he got with this berries group. I swear, y'all. And it's crazy because he wasn't even supposed to be with the berries. He was supposed to go be with the, I was about to say the cucumbers. He was trying to go be with another group called the cucumbers. So when I seen that he was hanging out with them, I'm like, false claiming? I said, did he just pull out on me? And so he was like, so at this time we up the road now, and Cancer like, did this dude did he go get his pure? I was like, he did. He was like, see man, I got to get me one, because at this time he had him. Cancer didn't have that or whatever, because he had just moved to this certain place or whatever, right? So he was from a whole different state. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, but I got something to tell you though. When we were very far away, I was like, I got something to tell you. I was like, you know that guy who just had his pure or whatever? I was like, that's my ex. He was like, oh, you should have said that shit from the jump. You should have said that. Buddy don't. But that's why Buddy went to get the... It's not funny. I swear, guys. I don't know why it's funny now, but it's never funny ever. I'm not laughing. I do not stand for that. Peace, positivity, cultivate peace. I'm for real. I promote that. So I'm just saying, sometimes the stuff you stand for is so much contradicting stuff that be happening. I got to tell y'all this. So he was just like, nah, you should have told me that. No, you should have told me that. That's crazy, because he went to go get his stuff while we sitting over there giving this some food, that she could have just waited. We ain't even had to do this. All before the order was getting a good little bit of money. He like, yeah, let's do it. Now you talking about something. We ain't had to do that for that. You about right, yeah, because he really had to do that. So, but at this moment, I'm like, why would he have done that to me? Like, nobody was even, I didn't even look a certain way. Like, it was just weird, like, how Jolly did that. And when I tell y'all, Jolly was the sweetest person ever. I don't know what the Berries group did to that man. But after that, he was just weird. I don't know if he was just seeking attention, seeking the Lord. I don't know what he was doing. But it was just kind of like, it was just scary how he just was up there posted. Like, I haven't even seen this man in years at this point, and you up there, that's the first thing you do when you see me? Just because I had a dude in the car? But he would act like that with me when I was by myself. And then, like, years and years later into the future, he come up to me smiling, wanting to talk and speak. Hello, police? Oh, shit, he is the police. And then when people try to handle stuff like grown-ups, you weird. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he always wanted me just to be available for him, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, So he was like, no, you should just told me that. Like, after the day, we getting us a piece. Like, we got to have a piece. We got to do this. We got to do that, right? I'm like, yeah, I get it. So he was like, so, like, what's going on? Why he acting like that? So I get into the spiel, y'all. I'm going to get into the spiel about him. I think I already had gotten to the spiel, but I ain't really connecting the dots with people just yet. But y'all going to be able to connect some dots very soon. But just goes to say this, Jolly was starting rumors or whatever, and was very weird, still is weird. And later on, when I got with somebody else, Jolly tried to play like he wanted to be close, but then again, he was just like spreading rumors in my ear about that person as well. And I just kind of felt like, because I knew who Jolly was, and Jolly is a very messy person, even his friends be like, he's messy. I just kind of was just like, I'm not really going to listen to you about this person. I'm going to make my judgment about this certain person. I'm not going to listen to you just because you came about a rumor with somebody that I'm into. I may take your rumor into consideration, but I'm not going to judge a person just because of what you said. And yeah. So after that, the next day, it had to be like 2 more weeks, but like that encounter always stuck with me. And so I was telling Rosie about it, and Rosie was like, yeah, he doing too much. She was like, he went and got the pew pew. I was like, yeah, girl, the pew pew. I'm like, why are you asking twice? I said, yeah, you heard it right the first time. This man, when he did that, she was like, he really tripping. Even when he sent me that text message that day in the car when we was together, she was like, he really pushing it. She was just like, I don't really get it. So now we really dissecting everything that we said, because me and him got into it. Me and Jolly got into it one time, and I ended up telling him, like, don't ever be speaking on my name, because you really try to put dirt on my name. And I was like, I ended up telling him that his little thing was his Paquito.
I think it's
I said it was Paquito and all of this. And I was like, don't ever be speaking on my, don't do this, don't do that. Because he would be the one, just because a guy tagged me in the status on Facebook or something, I'm being a whore. Or say if like I'm having conversation that he felt like was too prolonged, oh, you're being a whore, why you in another nigga face? I couldn't even hold people babies on the job. He was like, let me tell y'all, one day when I was with, I gotta give y'all this. One day when I was with Jolly, whatever, we was going heavy. It was this dude, he would always come to the job, and he would have his baby, and he was Mexican or whatever, and he would always let me hold his baby, and the kids would be over there playing, because he was some kin to the owner at that time. So I would always just had a baby or whatever, and I'm on Snapchat, and we living it up. We doing filters or whatever. I get a text message from Jolly. Jolly going off on me. Jolly saying, you with niggas baby. Why you got his baby? You playing with him. You doing this. He was like, that's it. Do y'all not know Jolly pulled up to the job just because of that? Never used to make time to come pull up for nothing else. Only sometimes. But pulled up just because of that. Because I got holding a baby? It's like, you just don't understand. That's like you flirting with me. A lot of times, let's get back to Cancer part, because now I'm really clocking people's teeth. Anyway, so basically, Cancer used to say a lot of stuff and really didn't mean it. Like I'm pretty sure he wanted to get a pew now because that happened. But it was just kind of like, it slipped his mind too. But so I was on one day, we riding together again. I'm like, I'm finna go get my gun license or whatever, like my license to carry, all this or whatever. So he was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I'm finna go now. He was like, dang, you gonna do it now? I was like, yeah, right. So I go over there to a DMV, right, to get the gun license or whatever. So when I get over there to get the gun license, he was like, how you gonna get gun license and you he was like, you got warrants. This is what Cancer said. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I ain't got no warrants. What is you even talking about? He was like, that piece of mail that came in the mail, how you gonna get he was like, how you gonna get a gun and you got all that? I mean, a pew. I was just like, what are you talking about? What mail? Because now I'm scared. Because I'm like, hold up, a warrant. What paper you seen with that? He was like, that paper right up there above your visor. So I'm looking in the visor. I was like, what paper? He was like, That one, you know what I'm talking about? He was like, I always used to think, how with such a pretty girl and she in trouble like this? I said, shut up, because you really making me mad. Now I'm on the phone with my mama because I'm scared, because I'm like, he done said he saw a piece of mail. So I'm looking through the paper. I'm like, where's the paper at? Where's the paper that you said? I'm getting mad because you scaring me. Because when you seen this paper, he was just like, you ain't got to act all like that. So now I'm leaving the DMV. I'm like, oh, that must have been God. Like, that must have been God. That's God, because he knew I was going to go in there and try to get it, and I got a warrant. That's what I was thinking. So he was like, there, here's the paper, because now he looking through the papers while I'm on the phone or whatever. So I'm like, I'm looking at the paper. I said, this is a warning ticket. He was like, oh, okay. I didn't see that. I was like, I got this when I was on campus for... He said I didn't stop at the stop sign. I did stop at the stop sign. I think he was one of those technical older cops that try to do that thing where you didn't stop. Like if you do a stop and then like you keep going type thing. I kind of felt like he was one of them people like, oh, technically you didn't stop. You passed that stop sign. I didn't pass the stop sign. I stopped at the stop sign and I looked both ways. He just wanted to pull me over. I don't know. Creep. Anyway, I'm just like, so yeah, so I was like, that's not even no ticket. So now I'm like, whew. I was like, that's not even no ticket. Then after that, I just never said I was going to get the gun license or whatever, right? But now that I think about it in hindsight, I was like, Cancer knew what he was doing. He knew that he probably couldn't get a gun license. So just because he had just gotten out too. Yeah, but he was doing pretty good for himself since he had gotten out. But it was kind of like, I felt like he didn't want me to get one. And he not have one. That's kind of how I was looking at it. He was like, oh, well, I ain't know. Well, why he wrote you a ticket? I was like, it says up here at the top, warning. He was like, oh, I thought you had a warrant. He was like, oh, dang, like, dang. He was like, but you ain't got to get no license. Like, you don't got to do all of that. You ain't got to do that. And it was just like, he was like, oh, but you probably could get one. Then you gonna buy me one? You gonna give me one in your name? Because he knew he probably couldn't have one. One thing about it, don't give people something in your credit that you know they can't have. And plus, something like that anyway, no ma'am. Never, baby, do it. But yeah, I just had to tell y'all that because, like, it's just crazy. But back to Jolly. Jolly was a person, when I give story times about him, he gonna be very fluctuatable. And I kind of felt like maybe I was the person who was giving him that vibe too. Like, I wasn't sure. Like me, I would be nice sometimes. I don't know if he thought maybe I would be nice sometimes, or maybe he thought I was maybe just available to talk. But I noticed, like, every time I see him again, I was with somebody and he would act weird. And yeah, like every person that I'll be with, he'll be talking down on them. Like he would talk down on Rosie as my friend, but then when getting Rosie's face, he cooling and smiling and laughing and kikiing. And yeah, and so y'all, it's gonna be more and more story time, and I'm ready to get into them. But thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the post notification bell so that you are notified every single time that your girl posts, baby. I'm out.